Good evening, everyone. My name is Sagar Gantadwagar, and today's our topic name is constructor. Construction in Java. We can use for constructor in Java key initialize for our instance. Constructor. Constructor is the same name of the class. Same name of the class. We cannot use for the constructor in return types. Return types we can use for the four access modifier is a private. First is a private. Second is a default. Third is a protect, and last is a publish. It's a four access mode can be used for the four access mode we can use for the constructor. There are no return types in a constructor. Then we can use for the construction they automatically run in a Java, and we use for the constructor in a we can initialize in an object. There are two types of constructor can be used in a two types of constructor can be used for in Java. First constructor in a paranoid constructor, and second constructor is default constructor. Paranoid constructor we can use for the every program we can use for constructor is default constructor can be used, and paranoid constructor paranoid constructor can be used in for we can for initialize any value for the initialize any value for the instance. We can use for this constructor. For example, we can two types of initialize value. Initialize value is firstly is with variable, and second is with method. We can the initialize a value in a constructor. For example, we can use for the one example for use for the student student in a school. We can use for every student name is unique. We can use for the id class. We can use for the variable is id class, id names, and school name. We can use for these three variable can be initialized. We can use for the constructor. We can create the constructor. Constructor in a constructor int id, string name, and int and mark. This we can use for this keyword, because this keyword initialize the current class object. Current class object. This reference variable. Then we can create this dot id is equal to id. This dot names is equal to names, and this dot marks is equal to mark. We create the constructor, and we create the constructor and create the we are is set. And we can use for the gate. We can, because the r initialize value can initialize, we can check use for the gate. Gate method we can use for the fetch data in data. Then we can create the one object. We create the one object for we can create the one object for the current class, which use for schools is equal to new schools. Schools is equal to s is equal to new schools, and create the set the value for yes dot yes dot id is equal to 1. Yes dot name is equal to yes dot name is equal to Sagar, and yes dot mark is equal to 45. This is all about set, and we can call the get method. We can fetch we can the initialize data in a fetch. Initialize this data for initialize fetch. Then we can use for another example. We can use for the employee. Employee, we can use another employee. The employee ID is every employee is we can initialize for the employee. We can employee ID in a employee class. Employee ID, employee name, and company name. We are three variable can be used for the these three variable can be used for the class. This three variable can initialize. We can use for the one constructor. Constructor is the same name of the class which we use our employee bracket. Int is equal to id. Name is string is equal to name, and string is equal to name, and string is equal to name, and company string is equal to company name. This dot id is equal to new id, and this dot id is equal to id. This dot name is equal to names, and this dot company name is equal to company name. And we can call the constructor, create the one object. It's a employee is equal to new employee, and e dot id is equal to anyone we can use for the name is anyone and company name and right there. This reason we can use for the initialize constructor, and that's all about the constructor. Thank you.